Okay, so enter Charlie Heaton. He has been on Stranger Things since season 1. He is one of the most important characters of the show, and it's also one of the biggest shows in the world. But whenever there's a popular show, there's always going to be some actors who break out and do much bigger things after that show ends, and then there's some actors whose careers kind of die out afterwards, and I think Charlie Heaton's one of them, and I think he's really doomed unless he fixes something. The big reason Charlie Heaton's going to have an issue post Stranger Things is he's never really capitalized that much with a fan base where he's never been anyone's most popular character, and I think a huge reason for that is Joe Keery has just surpassed him in every single way popularity-wise. Which is pretty crazy to think about because in the script for season 1 of Stranger Things, Joe Keery's character of Steve was supposed to die in the 4th or the 5th episode, and then that led to Charlie Heaton and Natalie Dyer's characters getting together, and this guy really just wasn't supposed to have a big impact on the show. The whole reason they didn't kill off of Steve was this guy right here, Ross Partridge, who played Lonnie Byers in the first season, and originally he was supposed to get the redemption arc, but then the writers last minute realized they didn't want to actually give somebody who's known for being the deadbeat dad the redemption arc, so they gave it to Steve instead. The redemption arc was a really good thing to give Joe Keery because even though the character of Steve was definitely an asshole in the first half of the season, he actually became likable in the second half. In the meantime, not a lot of people really liked Charlie Heaton's character of Jonathan, especially in the first season, where a lot of people thought it was creepy. He was going out looking for his brother, but instead he's spying on a party with these other people, and he's actually taking these photos of Nancy while she's undressing, and yeah, they actually removed that from the cut on Netflix, and the only way you can see that now is YouTube or the DVD cut. The next problem was season 2, where Charlie Heaton does return, and this time he does form a relationship with the character of Nancy, but the problem is, even though these characters did have a good storyline, it was nobody's favorite story. Once again, he actually fell behind Joe Keery, whose character of being the mother hen to the kids on Stranger Things made him really love that season, and this was the most popular romance in the history of the show. Besides Stranger Things, Charlie Heaton has had some issues as an actor, where in 2017, when he was heading into the United States to film Stranger Things, he was busted at the airport for having coke on him, and he had to return back to the United Kingdom. So I don't personally think that's a big deal. If somebody wants to do that, that's their own decision, but for studios, that did make him seem like a liability, so he didn't get hired as much, and also he did delay the production of Stranger Things Season 2. Also, at the same time, he did try to escape Stranger Things and he got a big role doing the movie New Mutants, but he really got screwed over because this movie was made in 2017 but didn't come out until 2020. The reason for the delay being Disney buying Fox for $71 billion and getting the rights to the X-Men, so because of that, they didn't really have much interest in releasing this movie because they thought it would distract too much from Marvel. Disney ended up just giving it a pity release where they barely marketed the movie, and it was a total dud where it only made $48 million on a budget of $80 million, giving Charlie Heaton a massive failure on his only big budget project outside of Stranger Things. Outside of that, everything else he's done is bomb, where he did an indie movie called No Future that wasn't that successful, he tried some TV appearances that weren't that memorable, and he hasn't built a big audience on social media. Even Stranger Things kind of forgot about him, where he was by far the least important character in season 4, and yeah, that was a season with this guy as well, but they just seem to forget about him, so I hope he's back in season 5. I hope he does succeed because he's a good actor as well as Natalie Dyer, but I think they're both in trouble, and with that, I'm Charles Pearl. Subscribe, learn something.